Hello, today we are going to speak about Bitcoin. But before we start, please remember to subscribe because like 70 or 90% of my viewers do not actually subscribe to my channel. So that would be nice. Anyways, I had a look at the horoscope of Bitcoin because I had this precognition, let's say, about Bitcoin a couple of weeks ago. Probably someone asked me in one of the comments, what's the future of cryptocurrencies and stuff. And the thing I'd seen was like you have a Bitcoin coin or whatever, flips on the other side. And then I thought about it again because that's not really much of a news. But I thought to myself and I thought that they want to flip Bitcoin, like, flip it. And I checked it in the internet what it means in the this is not financial advice and I'm not very good in finances, so and the information that I got from the internet is that to flip a stock, shares, or any asset is to basically pump and dump it. Yeah, so you pump value to it, you wait for other people to join in, and then you sell it at a high price before it collapses again. So this is what the feeling that I got when the question was asked. So I had a quick look into the Bitcoin horoscope. And let's have a look at it together. So that's it. This is the natal chart of Bitcoin, and I expected more. I don't know, maybe the date is not right. The 3rd of January 2009 at 18:15 London time. And then the only significant thing that I see right here for it to be a technological disruptor would be the nodes that are almost exactly on the horizon axis, and the zodiac from Aries Proserpina and Neptune to Saturn in the second house. So that would be the finances and in general the possessions that we have. Illusion and goddess of discord and discussion, and in a way destruction. So this yacht is very powerful and very potential. And then it's a boomerang yacht because we have a Uranus here, so the god of invention, electricity, and chaos as well. So I think that this is the thing that is actually working on Bitcoin to be a potential technology disruptor. So will it disrupt the finances all over the world? We'll see. But let's see what we get in the progressed chart first. So from the progressed chart, I can say there are going to be moments regarding Bitcoin that are going to reveal sooner or later. Let's see when they are going to happen. Progress chart moves much slower than the regular chart, so I think that the first thing is we are going to have progressive Venus in conjunction with Uranus of Bitcoin, and that is going to happen, of course, the Uranus 1919. And Venus is going to get no, we are going to have one more aspect before, and that's gonna be progressed Mercury going backwards. So development to the inside, rethinking. So that is going to happen on 1 second. Jupiter of Bitcoin is 2933, and we have 2933 is going to happen more or less on the (2933). Come on. More or less on the 26th of October 2026. So October, the end of October 2026, third week of October, we are going to have an first strong progressed aspect. And what can we expect? We can expect, I would say, rethinking of how glory of Bitcoin presents itself, and whether the health of Bitcoin still exists. So we are going to have this rethinking aspect that's end of October 2026. something may happen that can make it difficult for Bitcoin. There will be rethinking. So I read that there was this Beetroot update years ago, probably with Bitcoin, that made it like faster and more usable, because before that it was very expensive to send and receive Bitcoins, and then it became cheaper and faster. So maybe something like that is going to happen to Bitcoin at that stage. So remember, that's gonna be the 26th of December 2026, more or less. Okay, I can't be really exact to the second. There is going to be the progressed a lot of fortune coming later that month. Probably is it going to be the same month? Maybe in November. Yeah, it is going to aspect the descendants or partnerships and the karmic future of Bitcoin. And that is going to happen November, December 2026. And in the same time, this is what we are looking at. Venus, that is going to conjunct Bitcoin's Uranus 1919. Venus is going to do it 1919. Come on. So more or less, that's gonna be on July 2027. And that is quite interesting, because usually the god of chaos and invention and unexpected events, when joins with Venus, they do understand each other in a way. And they like each other. So technically speaking, if it happens to a person in real life, when these two planets meet in the horoscope, can be a big love, big unexpected, dramatic, and it depends on other aspects. But in general, if everything goes right, that is going to be love with loads of sparks coming off all over the place. And because Uranus of Bitcoin is this center of boomerang of the yard on the other side, and it's on the other side of the opposition with Saturn, I would expect good news for Bitcoin flowing during that period. Because, as I said, Uranus and Venus, they like each other, and they can be lovely together, or destructive as well at the same time. But I do believe that this period of time can be very prolific and good for Bitcoin. So that would be July 2027. That's interesting. I have to think of investing with horoscopes. Why didn't I do that before? Another interesting date is when progressed Sun will conjunct Natal Mercury of Bitcoin, and Natal Mercury 247, 2 or 347, come on, 247, Aquarius, yeah, 247, and Sun is going to be the exactly, well, more or less, on the 4th, on the 6th of December 2027. That can be another indicator of a run-up, because it's gonna sextile the emotions of Bitcoin. So listen to me. It is possible that there's gonna be, from progressed chart only, yes? We'll go to the transits in a second. There might be a big run-up for Bitcoin on the autumn to December 2027. So not the next year, the following year. And it can be big, yeah. With this progressed Venus and progressed Sun. But I think that the biggest popularity of Bitcoin and expansion we had when progressed Sun was here with Jupiter, and that was 2020. 425. I don't know when Bitcoin went up so high, but then again, Sun is going to join progressed Jupiter of Bitcoin, and that is going to happen in July 2027. That can be a moment again with some sort of a pump. But we'll have to live long enough to have a look at that. But this 2027 can be good for Bitcoin. Let's see, but these are just progressed charts. Let's see what is happening in the transit chart. So let's get back. We have more or less, it's the 14th today. Give me a second. I will check it on my cheek watch. 15th of December. So we are 10 days away from Christmas. Anyway, so the interesting thing is I was telling you about this construct in the sky for a very, very long time. Oh, and I'm in the middle of the chart. I'm sorry. So here the interesting thing is that Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, 3 of them are working together, and they are making this bisextile together, and trine between Pluto and Saturn and Uranus, and there is this big conjunction coming in February next year. So these planets are extremely strong. It happened thousands of years ago when a similar construct was present in the sky. A similar, I think, from what I remember, because my program goes like just 2000 years backwards, yeah, maybe 3. That's not enough. But a similar construct we had when the Roman Empire fell in the sky, when we had so much energy flowing. And of course, in different signs and different planets a bit. And so we can't compare it. What I can say is I do expect much from this year, as we already did receive lots of action all over the world. And we are going to experience more action next year. And I hope that I'm wrong, because in my less than humble opinion, we are already in a transition period, and the transition is going to be massive, and maybe even in 6 years, it will be hard to recognize the world that we used to live in right now, at this moment. So, the interesting things about Bitcoin. So first of all, I would say that very soon, in a couple of days, maybe we can have some sort of a dip when Mars is in conjunction with Natal Pluto. So that would be in 3-4 days. There might be some sort of a small dip or whatever, maybe bigger. But the interesting thing is that transiting Pluto is going to aspect this Mercury of mental health, let's say, mental health of Bitcoin. And it is going to aspect this Mercury that is in 247, and Pluto we have 247. So first action, 1 second. So first action, early January, 3rd of January, yes. We have this Pluto that is going to aspect this Mercury probably for the last time. 2nd, 1st of January, together with these planets aspecting Sun. That might be interesting. That's lots of energy on the ego of Bitcoin, pure existence, and trining Ceres in the 2nd house. I would expect some action. You see, I would have to compare this horoscope to the historic graph of Bitcoin, and I'm going to do it, but not now, because I just want to focus on the most important events. Is it action up or down? I don't know. There should be some action at the very beginning of the calendar year. And then when Pluto is already done with transiting Mercury, we'll have all these planets, Venus, Sun, Mercury, joining Pluto, and Moon aspecting Mercury of Bitcoin. And that is going to happen on the 20th of, it's gonna start around the 20th of January. So I would expect action as well in this time frame. And the question is, this big conjunction, how is it going to aspect? Technically speaking, it is making a good aspect to Jupiter of Bitcoin. I'll try to do it over Christmas, okay? And if you have any ideas for other like stocks and commodities that do have a really well-known birth date, let me know. I'll try to have a look at that, especially with the graphs going backwards. So then I will be able to compare should it go up or down. But we'll see. And I'm not a financial advisor again. So this Pluto aspect is going to be some sort in a way dramatic, yeah, because it is should change much, but this is not the last pass. And usually with Pluto, it is the last pass that is the most important. And usually before the last pass, we don't even know what is going to happen. And that's 247. Is it going to go back to 247? No. That is going to be last pass this January, February. And so Pluto is not going to go back to exactly to Mercury. So that's going to be the last pass. The next interesting moment is going to be when Saturn and the Neptune are going to aspect the emotions that are in the house of development and moving forward of Bitcoin. And it is going to happen when? When is it going to happen? That's an interesting date, 25th of March 2026. And in the same time, it is going to be square to Pluto and Mars. So I would expect movement downwards. Probably. But I'm not sure. I'll try to do it over Christmas with proper long analysis. And I will compare it to the graphs historic graphs of BTC or whatever. And then another one. That's April 2027, when loads of illusion can be turned on regarding Bitcoin. And in the same time, Saturn is going to transit the MC of Bitcoin. Interesting. And then 2027, we are going to have this transit that is big. Pluto killing all the partnerships that are not needed for Bitcoin. So maybe it will shed off all relationships with the official money exchanges. I don't know. Maybe it will be kicked out from all sorts of official money exchanges. Maybe it will be banned. I don't know. But absolutely, if this horoscope is right, I expect cryptocurrencies to have some sort of action coming in soon. During the Christmas period, I will try to do my best to have a look how can it materialize itself. But 24th of December 2029, Christmas again. That's, if this horoscope is right, that might be really, really interesting time for Bitcoin. When Pluto and Mars together are going to conjunct, that's an important point in Bitcoin's horoscope, yeah? Descendant and North Node. So, yes, there's lots of manual labor for me to do. And again, subscribe to my channel. Because, as I said, there is very few viewers of my channel that are actually subscribed. So it would be very nice for me, and it would give me hope and energy to get you videos, of course. So that's it for today. See you next time, and write me a comment and ask me questions in the comments, because sometimes when you write the questions, I just read them and I get this like sort of recognition and stuff, like with Bitcoin, like with this coin flipping on the other side. So that's it for today. See you next time. Bye-bye.